If you are managing a fleet of 10 vehicles or more anywhere in India or the Gulf, whether that is delivery vans, trucks, buses, or cars, there is a transformation happening right now. That is either going to save your operation a serious amount of money or leave you paying a price you did not plan for. Petrol and diesel prices going up, governments from Delhi to Dubai pushing electric, customers and e-commerce clients putting green fleet requirements into their contracts, and the economics of running a fossil fuel fleet are getting harder to justify every single quarter. In the next 10 minutes, I am going to show you exactly what those mistakes are and give you the practical readiness checklist that the smartest fleet operators across India and the Gulf are already using to stay ahead of them. I am Wahid Syed. I have spent 20 plus years working in fleet management, EV transition, EV infrastructure planning, and charging systems across this region. This channel is the resource I wish existed when I started. Let us get into it. So let us start with the big picture, because when people talk about the EV transition, they usually talk about Europe or America. But the real action right now, the numbers that should matter to you as a fleet manager in this region, is happening right here. Several major states have gone further. Delhi mandates EV procurement for new commercial vehicles operating within city limits. Maharashtra and Telangana have aggressive EV fleet targets with state-level subsidy stacking on top of the central FAME scheme. And companies operating last-mile logistics in Indian cities are already finding that diesel vans cannot enter certain zones during peak hours, an operational cost that only grows. In India, the government's FAME3 scheme, Faster Adoption and Manufacturing of Electric Vehicles, is now in full effect with over 2,600 crore rupees in subsidies backing commercial EV adoption. Across the Gulf, the shift is being driven from the top down. The UAE Net Zero 2050 strategy and the Dubai Clean Energy Strategy 2050 both place fleet electrification at the center of transport decarbonization. The Dubai government has committed to converting 100% of its government fleet to clean energy by 2050, and many private sector operators are already being required to align their fleet sustainability reporting with these targets to qualify for government contracts. In Saudi Arabia, Vision 2030 includes a specific EV manufacturing and adoption push. Here is the part most fleet managers in both regions miss completely. The transition timeline is not about when you want to buy your first EV, it is about how long the preparation takes before that first vehicle is operational. In the UAE, DEWA ADDC connections for commercial sites involve a formal capacity study and approval cycle. In India, Discom applications for enhanced commercial connections are notoriously slow in many states. If you are not starting the conversation with your electricity provider this quarter, you are already behind the curve. The fleets winning right now are the ones who started planning 18 months ago. So, given all of that, how do you know if your fleet is actually ready to make this move? That is what we are going to go through right now, step by step. These 4 questions tell me immediately whether a fleet is ready to electrify or whether there is critical groundwork to do first. I want you to score yourself honestly. Number 1, are your routes actually suitable for the EVs available in your market right now? This question sounds obvious, but it is where most operators get it wrong. In India, the commercial EVs widely available today, Tata Ace EV, Tata Ultra EV, Mahindra Treo, the BYD range, have real-world ranges of 150 to 200 kilometers depending on payload and, critically, temperature. In Gulf countries operating in 40 plus degree summer heat, battery range can drop 15 to 25%. Air conditioning draw is significant in this climate. A van rated at 200 kilometers of range in European tests may deliver 150 to 160 kilometers in a UAE summer, and that number matters enormously for route planning. And number 2, and I cannot stress this enough, what is your depot's electrical capacity right now? In India, most commercial depots are running on 3-phase connections with available capacity of 15 to 50 kilowatts, enough for day-to-day operations, but nowhere near sufficient to charge 20 or 30 EVs overnight. A standard 7.4 kilowatt AC charger draws the equivalent of 3 to 4 residential homes. If you have 30 EVs charging simultaneously without smart load management, you are looking at 200 plus kilowatts of demand that your current connection almost certainly cannot support. In the Gulf, getting a connection upgrade from DEWA in Dubai, from ADDC in Abu Dhabi, Saudi electricity company can take 9 months to 2 years depending on the scale of work required. This is the single longest lead time item in the entire electrification process, and most fleet managers do not find out about it until they have already ordered the vehicles. Your action this week is simple. Call your electricity provider, request a site survey, ask what maximum available capacity you have at your depot today. That number tells you exactly how many EVs you can charge without an upgrade and how quickly you can realistically scale. Score yourself. Number three, is your fleet replacement cycle aligned with the EV incentives that are available to you right now? In India, FAME3 subsidies are available on a first come, first served basis with annual budget caps. They will not be available indefinitely. State level subsidies in Delhi, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Karnataka have their own timelines and budget limits. If your fleet replacement cycle means you are buying 50 new vehicles in the next 18 months, that is your window to capture incentives that could represent 15 to 30% of the vehicle purchase cost. Number four, and the one I see underestimated most consistently in both India and the Gulf, is your organization actually ready to operate EVs day to day? Your drivers have never charged a vehicle before. Regenerative braking feels different. Preconditioning the battery in extreme heat before a shift is a new behavior that directly affects range, and it needs to be trained. Driving style in high temperatures with air conditioning running flat out can reduce usable range significantly. Drivers who understand this manage it. Drivers who do not will report range problems that are actually behavior problems. Your maintenance team needs high voltage safety certification. In India, this training is available through Tata Motors, Mahindra, and several accredited technical institutes. In the Gulf, authorized service partners for BYD, Volkswagen, and other commercial EV brands offer certified technician programs. Your workshop also needs insulated tooling and updated PPE, a meaningful but manageable investment.
Before I tell you what the best fleet operators are doing right now, I want to call out three beliefs that I hear constantly in this region and that are costing operators real money every month they hold on to them.
Myth number one, EVs are too expensive for our market. If you look only at the purchase price, yes, a Tata Ultra EV or BYD commercial van carries a premium of 20 to 35% over the diesel equivalent right now. But the purchase price is the wrong number. Let me give you the number that actually matters for your P and L. Diesel fuel in India is currently around 90 to 95 rupees per liter. A typical diesel delivery van consuming 10 to 12 liters per 100 kilometers costs approximately 10 rupees per kilometer in fuel alone. An equivalent EV charged at a commercial electricity rate of 8 to 10 rupees per unit costs approximately 1.5 to 2 rupees per kilometer. That is an 80% reduction in per kilometer energy cost, and that gap compounds dramatically over 5 years across a 50 vehicle fleet. In the Gulf, the economics are even more compelling. Electricity tariffs for commercial users in the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar are among the lowest in the world. Fuel, by contrast, has been rising steadily as governments adjust subsidies in line with Vision Program goals. The long term fuel cost direction in this region is upward. The electricity cost direction is stable or downward as renewable capacity expands. Myth number two, the charging infrastructure is not ready for public charging. This criticism still has some validity, particularly in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities in India and in some parts of the Gulf outside major urban centers. But here is the thing, for a return to base commercial fleet, public charging is almost completely irrelevant. Your vehicles come back to your depot every night. Your charging infrastructure is at your own site, and that is entirely within your control to build out. Charge point operators like Tata Power, Easy Charge, Athergrid, and Static in India, and Enoch, ADNOC, ChargePoint, and Chempower in the Gulf are expanding commercial depot charging partnerships specifically for fleet operators. The infrastructure is buildable. The question is whether you have started planning it. Myth number three, we should wait for the technology to mature. Battery technology will continue improving, costs will continue falling, vehicle ranges will increase. All of that is true. But the operators who are waiting for the perfect technology moment are missing what is happening right now. Every month of waiting is a month your competitors are building operational experience, training their teams, calibrating their charging infrastructure, and capturing incentives that have budget caps. The fleets running EV pilot programs in India and the Gulf today are not running them because the technology is perfect. They are running them because they know that the learning curve is real, and they want to be 12 months ahead of it, not 12 months behind.
So, what are the fleet operators in India and the Gulf who are getting this right actually doing today? Three specific actions. Every high performing fleet manager I work with is taking all three.
First, they are running a structured pilot program, not planning one, running one, 5 to 10 vehicles on your highest frequency, most suitable routes. In India, operators like Flipkart, Amazon India, and Delhivery are already running EV pilots at scale and learning things from live data that no consultant can tell them from a desk. In the Gulf, operators running within JAFSA, KIZAD in UAE and KAEC free zones in Saudi Arabia have the advantage of predictable short route operations that are almost perfectly suited to EV pilots. A pilot gives you real data, actual range performance in your climate, actual driver feedback, actual charging behavior specific to your operation. Second, they are starting the grid capacity conversation immediately, not when the vehicles arrive. In India, call your Discom. In the UAE, contact DIWA or ADDC. In Saudi Arabia, reach out to SEC. Request a site capacity study. Understand your current available headroom and the timeline and cost of an upgrade, because that timeline, not the vehicle lead time, is almost always what determines when your first EV can actually go into commercial operation. Third, they are stacking every available incentive before windows close. In India, that means FAME 3 central subsidies combined with your state's EV policy incentives. Delhi, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Rajasthan, and Gujarat all have additional fleet incentive programs. In the Gulf, it means green vehicle financing rates, registration fee waivers, free zone benefits, and positioning your fleet ESG credentials to qualify for government and semi-government contracts that are now actively scoring supplier sustainability.
The question is no longer whether your fleet will go electric. The regulators, your customers, and the economics of fuel versus electricity have already answered that. The only question left is whether you manage this transition on your terms, the right infrastructure, and your team readiness without the time or budget to do it right. Do the 4-point assessment this week, not next month. This week,
If this video gave you clarity on where your fleet stands, subscribe to Future EV Unfolded.
every week I publish practical, no nonsense content specifically for current and potential EV owners, fleet managers across India and the Gulf navigating electrification.